Welcome to a vibe coding session, my friend. My name is Esther. I am the founder of Eco Chamber, and today we're going to be doing a vibe coding section. If you don't know what vibe coding is, it is pretty much talking to your an AI agent, talking to AI in human language to have them do all of the coding. And it's been pretty popular, and of course I am no developer, but I am a user interface designer and user experience designer, so at least we have that going for us. We have a little bit of a vision, and Eco Chamber is a vision, so I'm going to do my best to share the process, share what I'm doing and what we're making a little bit, to get a good idea. And I'm going to do my best to also share some screens of the process. This is going to be a short session. I had to close my door, and the reason being is just there's a lot of stuff going on. And I only have so much time, so I most likely am going to work longer than this session, but I wanted to just education for moving forward. So we're going to be vibe coding. I'm going to be using Claude. Claude is an AI language model. Let's do LLM. Not really actually sure what that even. Let me look it up for you and me and everybody's benefit. Let's look it up, and I'm just gonna. Here we are at the master. Yeah. We're gonna do this. Whoa. You guys are seeing a lot, but nothing too crazy.
They describe the cares of the world as deceitfulness of riches, the lust of other things, and overall just keeping up with the Joneses.
Okay.
It's literally
There we
weed.
are.
I should start by saying my name is Esther. I'm a holistic healing practitioner and researcher, and I've been coming up with a framework called spiritual gardening. Seeing your heart as a garden, ideas like seeds, your emotion is like water, and your attention is like sunlight. And yeah, when somebody gives you an idea that you should take this world seriously, you need to lie in order to get money, or do something else that is just nefarious
and I've never been in OBS.
and
Now you're seeing. I'm actually gonna do window capture just because I feel like it's a little bit too crazy with everything. And there we go. Okay, I think it makes it a little bit cleaner, a little bit easier. There's just you guys seeing the OBS stuff. It's just gonna be distracting. Okay. Alrighty, so let's take a look at what we have here, which first is a Figma file. So you can see maybe my, let's duplicate this. Let's see. Okay. Guys, I'm learning as I go. I'm remembering, and I'm learning as I go. So forgive me for learning as I go, but this is what I have. Okay. Yeah, why not? Will this change if I change? Will it change? Yeah. Okay. Sweet. Okay. So you are seeing two layers now of stuff going on. One is Claude and the other, oh my gosh, are these the same? Okay, let's just stick with one. Figma so far. Let's see what we have here. So Figma is looking okay. Here are some screens I drew a while ago. Let's see if we can get a date. 2023. 2024. And I think that was the last of these in 2024. of April. Wow. Okay, so I have some things. New user finds chamber, checks out recent photos and tasks, logs task or signs contribution. Admin give input to chamber circulation, and admin take input observation proof of gardening protocol. So today we're going to work on the proof of gardening protocol. Yeah, hello. I realize that is the key, the main thing that I really want to get good at. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead, we're going to take that, and we're going to go on to ARC. ARC is the, okay, that's my calendar. Let's switch. Okay. So now we're in Claude. We are in Claude, and welcome to Claude. Claude is like an AI agent. I know I mentioned LLMs. I really seriously want to check that out, just because I'm like, what is an LLM? I could ask, like, what are you? But I think you can. No, instead of a whole bunch of us computing at a different time, let's just do it all. I think it's LMM. LMM. No, that doesn't look right. Maybe it is, though. Yeah, a large language model. Thank you. Okay, a large language model. It's a model for language. What can I say? Alright, so Claude. Now, I think I've started a project already. And this project is a proof of gardening. And you can see that I don't have much, but I saw an application that helps document before and after work is done in an area of land to help invasive removal and native planting efforts. I am sharing this because I believe in open source, I believe in collaboration, and I believe that if I have this idea, someone else out there also has this idea. And because of that, I share my findings, I share my process in hopes that more technology, more tools will be made in this direction. And this is what I'm doing in attempts and in hopes to create what I want to see. Okay. So let's see what we have. I think I was not super. One thing is like prompting. You're pretty much asking the agent. I said, so I want a simple application that can take a picture of an area of a garden or green space that you want to work on, tag input, including the type of garden, task, location, the time, task before log, then task and doing and done flow for app to see where you have worked in the garden and what tasks are going to help the garden grow. I asked it to do a lot, and it was not very like formatted. There are, I'm sure, typos in there. So this is what ChatGPT did off of this. This is incredible. To do in progress done. I don't even think I've seen it yet, to be honest, so we're seeing it together. Okay. Let's click on it and we'll let it load. Oop. Here we go. All. Okay, watering. Raised bed. Schedule. Completed. Logged. Okay. Well tended. Okay, so this is done. Bag. Oh, my time is almost up here, my friend. Let's see, this is saying in progress. Mark is done. Okay, wow. Alright, so it's pretty much, there's still a lot to be done here, and to be honest, this is not my first attempt using Claude. I think I had a long conversation or chat about what can I say, my first prototype, and the first prototype is a little bit more about what I'm looking for, but I know that Claude has memory, so if I want to start over I can, but if there are certain aspects or I want it to kind of come together, it can do that. It can take the past conversations, the past prototypes we've made, and it can combine it. Here's the deal. This is really cool and all, but again, vibe coding is different than developing in terms of like you can look at the code, you can look at the numbers, you can look at the, you know, the language. Oh, this is an HTML, but unless you understand it, it's gonna be rough. Well, I think there's definitely gonna be cleaning up that will have to be done on the back end just to make it faster, loading time, more efficient with processing, stuff like that that you don't really think about when you see something that works, because it works. But surprisingly enough, this actually is pretty cool. We can upload an image. I don't really have like an image, like a map right now. This is not a map, but it's still trying to like graph on stuff that obviously is not totally good. Let's take a little look. So okay, and then in photos now we can see there's okay, there's the map photo, but it's not very like actual realistic. I should have put an actual photo. And we can edit the map, I believe. We can, it believes that it's only in landscape mode, so if your map is not in landscape mode right now, you cannot do as much as you may want. But yeah, this was all like a part of creating this chamber. Okay, and then we can look at tasks. We can add a task. I'm going to add a random picture of again the same image pretty much, and then we're gonna just say compost or plant. Yeah, plant. Okay, and let's put it on low, and let's say it's also composting, and let's say this is working every season. Create. Okay, now we have a task, and we can log task. Oop. Okay, so all right, so I'm literally just playing around, but I'm also noting things that need to be fixed. Like, okay, I logged a task, but I did not input what actually needs to be done. So this is submitted right now, but like the task is not actually complete. It should be in review, and so I'll be like, pretty much, my dog wants to go. I know I gotta go. So I will just be like, thank you. I can't even spell. Let's see what we want now. That's interesting. Indian. Okay. A task should okay, so this is kind of what I'm working on in terms of like require I think it should require a picture, but honestly maybe that's not even the most important part. Like the task can be put out there, so that's like something this is about. These are the tasks. Okay, let's go to activity log. So let's see. I mean, yeah, the tasks. Let's say formation check box saying Ori, you have actually done this task to confirm the user understands and the task completed task in review should have a review section. 3, 4. In between tasks and activity log. Okay. So now ChatGPT is gonna do its thing. We're gonna see what comes out of that, but it is actually quite fun to see how you can talk to AI and these agents which understand coding much more better than us. I mean, it's in their blood, if you wanted to say that way. They speak this language natively. Whereas, I mean, many developers also speak this language very, very well because that is what they understand. But for the everyday folk, I do know HTML. I can look at this and I can understand, like, okay, I know what a div is, I know what a button is. A div is like a container, and within the container, you're gonna have the different spacing and how you want the overall style for that, the parent, the children, all of the things. I'm honestly not the best though, and I was not the best at making my own websites with HTML. I did make some. I lean very much on beautiful images and very the simplest, easiest design. So it's really cool to see that wow, there's all this HTML, and I probably shouldn't show it, but you know what? Honestly, it's gonna change by next. But yeah, it's actually really, really, really cool that it can put this all together in a way where even your grandma now can talk to an AI agent and create a website. It's cool. But it goes with the idea of, do you have a solid use case? Now, I believe there's a Bible verse that says the love of money is the root of all evil. And I've seen a lot of people. I'm actually pretty prominent on Twitter these days, and it is kind of not like the best. But oh, it looks like we have something that's almost done. But what I will say is that in this case, on Twitter, there's a lot of people trying to make money. It's a big grind. The grind culture is real over there. And you have people that are not asking, will my product help someone? Will it solve a problem? A lot of the times the question is, will my project make money? Will investors care? Will I make 100K MRR? Yeah. So I think we live in a world where you'll see people just asking, not really thinking, and just being like, hey Claude, or hey ChatGPT, can you make me an app that makes me lots of money? And you're gonna get like the most generic, most oversaturated. It's just not gonna work out. So finding something that you're passionate about, finding a problem that you want solved, and actually actively exploring and building something. You don't have to use AI at all for it, but this for me is like the biggest use case of AI, is like creating applications for whatever hardware you are on and whatever use case you have. The use is going to be the power there. So yeah, okay, let's check this out. All right. I think this is the same, but I'm actually gonna find an actual picture of a real garden for you guys because you deserve that. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is kind of broken still. It's not as beautifully auto-generating as I wanted it to, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay, so that's a map. That's done. But, sure, I can like edit the map a little bit. There's technically no compost pile. I lied, but that's okay. There's technically no beds either. There's a big pathway. Like, the whole thing is a pathway, and there's like a little seating area right here. There is no tool shed. If you want it to be real, there's like a house right there. But yeah, the whole thing is like, it's just a big old pathway. Now the thing is, I don't want them going on that side. I want them staying on this side. So yeah, there we go. Alright. Pretty cool. And save. Alright, that looks I have no idea what to say. Okay, so now we're moving on to tasks. Okay, tasks. Let's say that we did it. I confirm I have completed this task. Ooh. Not actually done. I'm gonna say it's not done. I'm not gonna add a photo. And I'm just gonna say log task. Oop, I can't. Okay, now I can. Oop, but I said no. Yikes. I think, I don't know, is that a good use? Will people actually feel like that's more serious? Or will they be like, oh, this is annoying? Or will they look over everything? Let's see. Ooh, so this brought me to the tasks. I like this a lot, actually. Wow. I like the in review. Ooh, I like this. Like, it says not done. Mark done. Wait. Oh shit. I shouldn't have done that. I should say not done for the next send back. Ooh. Okay. So yeah, that worked. And there's always errors. But you know what? You can also just ask them, like, fix the errors. And it will find the errors that it can and fix it. And then be more specific, of course, help troubleshoot what is specifically going on that you see. I'm not too worried about the images because it's reaching in its own database for what images. It doesn't really have images, so mostly just emojis, which is totally okay. Yeah, alright, so that is pretty much a little sneak peek of what's going on, how I've been vibe coding a tool that will hopefully be echo chamber and hopefully help track. I think the main thing that I'm working on right now, to kind of close this off, is the proof of gardening. The reason why is because I think this part is really important to get right, and so that's why I created like a separate project just for proof of gardening, because I think it's going to be simple, but I want to take this time to really understand, like, how does this all really work to make it happen. And I think it's a pretty simple concept of, there's work to be done, and take a picture. If you can't do it at that moment, maybe sometimes you can, but it's so satisfying to have a before and after picture, and that's really what I'm going for. Within the garden, we're going to be working on lots of different areas, and to be able to take a before and after picture of these areas when we work on them will be just so powerful to have that, along with any information that's noted in the field. So my job is to make this simple proof of gardening application so that I can actually use it on the field and hopefully get my coworkers and other volunteers to use it. I think it's going to be really helpful, and if I can use it for the the cleanup days that we have coming up, the gardening tasks that we do at work, if I can have it ready before my birthday, that's amazing. Biggest gift that I can give myself, honestly. But yeah, that's how it's going. That's how Echo Chamber is going. Thank you so much for taking time to tune in with me as I share the unfoldings of Echo Chamber and how vibe coding is honestly, like, this is how vibe coding works, and this is how I'm using it to help me come up with a prototype for my proof of gardening application, so that we can start really growing more good gardens and share it with the world. It's a lot easier to have content to share this way. Alright, I will see you in the next video, whenever that is, or maybe in real life. Who knows? Maybe you'll see me at a garden someday soon.